YouTube. What up, though? It's your boy. God damn it, Bubba. It's your boy ISO. And that's a bad intro. I'm not redoing it. I don't care. We're reacting. I wanted to react to this video. Uh, actually, I don't know how I saw this video. So what happened was story time. I was watching concert videos from Bring Me to Horizon. You feel me? Um, you feel me? I fuck with them. I love Bring Me to Horizon. Um, so I was looking at concert videos. I saw this title, "The Rise, Fall, and Redemption of Ollie Sykes," and I know some of the story. I've been listening to them heavy since like middle school. Don't remember what year, but it's been a while. I love Bring Me to Horizon. Um, but yeah, they're supposed to be coming to perform, so I was just looking. I want to see like what their shows were like recently, like, kind of what their set list was like, get an idea of how much I want to go, like try to gauge it type shit, right? And then I saw this, and like I said, I kind of know some of the lore. I know a decent amount of it, and I saw it had 90,000. So I was like, "Fuck it, I want to watch it. I want to react to it." So that's what we're doing today. We're reacting to the rise, fall, and redemption of Oliver Sykes, the lead singer of Bring Me the Horizon. And yeah, let's get straight into this motherfucker.
I never thought I'd actually talk about. Before we wrote Them Paternal, our addict. I only
Also, I'm
fucking
eating
put.
Chipotle because I haven't ate today.
I was on it for years, and I was off my head.
I still wish that I was someone else on, some days. And it's the fact that I'm still rejecting myself. I'm still not fully accepting who I am.
Ollie Sykes isn't just the frontman of Bring Me the Horizon, he's one of the most polarising, controversial, and innovative figures in modern rock music. From the chaotic beginnings of a teenager fronting a deathcore band to becoming a globally recognised icon, Ollie's journey has been anything but smooth sailing. His battles with addiction, public controversies, and relentless desire to break free from genre constraints have shaped his career and, in turn, reshaped the music world around him. This is the story of how Ollie Sykes changed music forever.
I will say, all growing up, I listened to a lot of
Introducing the second generation.
I listened to a lot of like alternative music, metal and shit like that, like metalcore, like deathcore and stuff like that. Them specifically though, bro. Once they made that turn of like, how do I say it? I feel like a lot of bands try to make a transition and a switch, and normally that's a downfall. That's what fucks it up. Like, not even like on the sense like, oh, the fans don't keep up with it. Sometimes I feel like the band can't. These niggas pivoted, and it's the most perfect pivot for one. Two, the way that these motherfuckers took, I don't know if anyone else has done it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I personally don't know. This is just what I know. That orchestra feeling, that opera hall feeling, and the way they in Ollie's voice and in the band and the way they tied all that together. The best, one of the best bands, bro. I love Bring Me the Horizon.
86, and Ollie's childhood wasn't a rock star cliche. He grew up in a relatively stable family environment, moving from Kent to Sheffield when he was young. Music was always a part of his life, but the metal scenes of Northern England in the early 2000s became his real playground. By 2004,
That's another thing
the
I always had a
Just
question about, bro. Why is metal so big in England? Like I just know I like it because I like it from being in the middle, like when I got into it and shit. But like, why is it such a big thing over there?
18 years old, Ollie had formed Bring Me the Horizon with a group of friends from Sheffield. Their early days were filled with local gigs and demos, but it wasn't long before they became the kings of MySpace. The early internet fame propelled Ollie into the spotlight, and soon
That's
he
the
wasn't
little
just a
fucker I
local
remember.
metal kid. He was the poster boy for a new generation of metalcore and deathcore fans. Bring Me's 2004 EP, This Is What the Edge of Your Seat Was
Mm-hmm.
Made For, quickly went viral, if that was even a thing back in the day. And despite it sounding like it was recorded on a toaster, this propelled them to a whole new level of fame. But with this newfound attention, the first signs of Ollie's chaotic lifestyle began to emerge. Ollie's rise to fame came hand in hand with controversy. By 2006, Bring Me had released Count Your Blessings, an album that cemented them in the deathcore scene. But while Ollie's growling vocals and the band's heavy riff won them fans, his offstage behavior was beginning to spiral out of control. Ollie developed a reputation for heavy drinking, drug use, and basically a complete fuck it attitude. An attitude that, while feeding into the band's bad boy image, was a sign of problems to come. One of the most infamous incidents occurred in 2007 after a gig at Rock City in Nottingham. Ollie was accused of urinating on a fan after an altercation on the band's tour bus. The allegation came along with claims that he verbally abused the fan, calling her homophobic slurs, and that a bandmate threw a bottle at another girl, causing injury. While the charges were eventually dropped due to a lack of evidence, the damage to Ollie's reputation had already been done. And this wasn't an isolated event either. Ollie's reputation for being combative and reckless on stage, often encouraging fans to engage in violence or to pull their tampons out. His words, not mine. Earned him both a cult following and a growing list of enemies. But behind the scenes, Ollie was beginning to lose control. By 2008, Ollie's life was spiraling. The success of Suicide Season, an album that saw Bring Me the Horizon experiment with more electronic and melodic elements, put even more pressure on Ollie to perform. This was also the period where his addiction issues became impossible to ignore. Ollie became heavily dependent on a dissociative anesthetic that led to increasingly erratic behavior. His drug use, combined with the pressures of touring and public scrutiny, really did push him to the brink. In his own words, Ollie described the period as a time when he was lost, using drugs to numb himself from the stress of his rising fame and the expectations placed upon him. By 2012, his addiction had reached a critical point. He was using
They did blow up, bro, dummy fast. Like, if you, like, remember, like, if you listen to them back then, bro, I mean, I guess not fast, like, in, like, the literal sense, but you know what I mean? Like, 1 minute they do, like he said, like they said, bro, this is just a little underground, like, just a couple little underground niggas that, like, if you knew, you knew, like, the little scene girl at school probably know, like, you know what I'm saying? So shit was like that. Like, they really were just that, bro, but them niggas blew up quick, bro. With, like, blessed with a curse, and it never ends, and oh man, bro, they start going on a run, nigga. Like, yeah, they blew up fast as shit. So I get it. I see it. I get it. It makes sense.
using daily, and the band feared for his health and for their future. During this period, Ollie became a self-destruction symbol. His erratic behavior made headlines, but for those close to him, it was a sign that something needed to change, and fast. 2013 marked a crucial turning point in Ollie's life. He entered rehab for his addiction, a decision that likely saved his life and his career. But his recovery process was not easy. Ollie has spoken openly about the mental and physical toll that getting clean took on him. He described feeling as if he had to rebuild himself from the ground up.
I want to say something that I never thought I'd actually talk about. Before we wrote Sempiternal, I was a fucking drug addict. I was addicted to a drug called ketamine. I was on it for years, and I was fucked off my head. And my band wanted to kill me, my parents wanted to kill me, my fucking brother wanted to kill me, everyone wanted to fucking kill me, they wanted to fucking take me to hell, but they didn't. And when I got out of that rehab, I didn't want to fucking scream anymore, I wanted to sing it from the fucking rooftops. And it's all thanks to you, so thank you very much.
This period of recovery coincided with the release of Sempiternal, one of Bring Me the Horizon's most iconic albums.
No, not just their most iconic album. This might be a stretch, bro. I might be the only person that has this take. I think this might be one of the best albums ever recorded all time. I say this all the time, bro. Anyone I talk to, I tell them this shit. I say this, like, religiously, bro, faithfully. Sempiternal, if you know the lore, not even fuck the lore, bro, just the album. The deluxe album with everything, all the way through Deathbeds. Composition wise, lyrically, pacing, all of that. I don't think there's a lot of other albums that fucking, like, compete with it, bro. Like, I genuinely think this might be, like, the greatest, if not one of the greatest albums ever recorded from start to finish as a full listen through. And it's not close. And I don't even want to hear a conversation. I'm not debating it with you. Go listen to the album all the way through, start to finish.
The album marked a dramatic shift in the band's sound, moving away from deathcore completely into a more polished blend of electronic rock and metal. Ollie's vocals, once defined by harsh growls and screams, had evolved, and now he was singing more, showing a vulnerability that was new for the band. Jordan Fish was a key part of this evolution too, as he had not long joined the band before they released Sempiternal. Jordan has gone on record to say that while he was enthusiastic about learning, at the time, Ollie basically couldn't sing for shit, which is insane to think based on the standards of his vocals in the present day. But Sempiternal wasn't just a musical evolution, it was a personal one for Ollie. The album's themes of rebirth and recovery mirrored his own struggles, and for the first time, Ollie began to embrace a more introspective side of himself, both
Hospital
in
for
his
Souls
lyrics
is the
and
hardest
his
song on
public
there.
persona.
Not
Just
true,
as
actually,
Ollie
never mind.
seemed to be finding his footing, more shit was just around the corner. In 2015, Bring Me the Horizon released That's the Spirit, another departure from their heavier roots. The album was both a critical and commercial success, but behind the scenes, Ollie's personal life was falling apart. His marriage to his ex-wife became a source of public scrutiny after rumours began to
I never knew about this.
surface that she had cheated on him. The couple's highly public divorce in 2016 added even more stress to Ollie's life. He used That's the Spirit and later 2019's Ammo as cathartic outlets to process the pain and betrayal he felt. By this point, Ollie was stuck in no man's land. Fans who had followed Bring Me the Horizon from their early days of breakdowns and guttural screams were frustrated by the band's new direction. Ollie was accused of selling out and abandoning the metalcore scene, but for Ollie, this evolution was a necessary part of his survival, both as an artist and as a human being. One of the most publicized controversies in Ollie's career came in
I like the turn that Ollie made. I don't get how people don't see that that was the direction he was gonna go, like from the beginning. Like if you kind of look like by the time they got to I guess Suicide Season, maybe. Like yeah. I just think that was always him, bro. Like his personality and shit. Like you always knew there was gonna be some big shift. It was either that or it was gonna be like a stagnant hope. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I think that he kind of like if you look at where he's at now, the way the fan base is, the way like the concerts and shit, and like the imaging of the band and all that, it makes sense, bro. Like that nigga is that. That nigga is an icon at this point. But I mean, I think he took the route that lined up with Ollie as a person and Bring Me the Horizon. Like it fits.
in 2016 during the NME Awards. The feud between Bring Me the Horizon and Coldplay began when fans noticed that Coldplay's album artwork for A Head Full of Dreams closely resembled the artwork for Sempiternal. Ollie himself even fanned the flames, accusing Coldplay of copying their design. While the feud might have stayed as an online spat, it escalated dramatically when Bring Me the Horizon performed at the NME Awards. During their performance of Happy Song, Ollie jumped off the stage and directly onto Coldplay's table, sending drinks and food flying everywhere. And if I'm honest, this is one of my favourite Bring Me the Horizon moments ever.
Ollie is that nigga, bro.
While Ollie later claimed that the stunt wasn't planned, which is a load of bollocks, it became a defining moment of the band's rebellious image, further pushing Bring Me the Horizon into the public eye. Ollie's most recent work, especially with Ammo and the Posthuman EP series, has showcased his ability to continually reinvent himself.
Hey,
Ammo dealt with deep
there's some
personal issues,
bops on there,
specifically
too.
with his divorce, through a mix of electronic pop, rock, and even trap influences. The album received mixed reactions, with longtime fans feeling alienated by the shift toward mainstream pop, while newer audiences appreciated the boundary-pushing approach. The Posthuman project, on the other hand, has been a return to heavier sounds, but with a twist. Ollie and the band have embraced a more genre-fluid approach, incorporating everything from metal to pop-punk to hyperpop, collaborating with artists like Baby Metal and Ed Sheeran. But all good things must come to an end, and a figure that was instrumental pivotal in the evolution of Ollie Sykes' career, was about to completely fuck the system. During the recording of Posthuman Next Gen, things between Jordan Fish and Bring Me the Horizon hit a breaking point, and in late 2023, Fish officially left the band. And let's just say the fallout wasn't exactly a civil one. In fact, Ollie admitted that things had gotten pretty rough within the band, which led to the album's original September release date being pushed back due to unforeseen circumstances, which translation meant the band was falling apart. When the album finally did drop in May 2024, Fish was no longer a part of that lineup. So what happened? According to Ollie, it wasn't just creative differences, but rather a complete shift in how the band approached writing. Over the years, Bring Me had turned into what Ollie called the Ollie and Jordan show, where the two of them basically ran the whole creative process, spending more times on computers and synths than actual guitars. The rest of the band found themselves sidelined, which naturally led to some frustration. When it came time to work on Next Gen, Ollie and the band decided to take a different route, jamming out songs like they did in the old days instead of being hunched over laptops. This shift opened the door for other members to get more involved and exposed the underlying tension that had been building up for a while. Jordan was used to having a massive hand in shaping the band's sound, so this change in dynamics probably felt like the rug was being pulled right out from underneath him. While there's no juicy scandal or backstabbing drama, both sides have been pretty open about the fact that it wasn't exactly a smooth or friendly split. Jordan went his own way, saying he's grateful for the 11 years with the band and proud of everything that they've achieved. Ollie, on the other hand, admitted that they haven't spoken since, adding that there were some wounds that needed to heal before there could be any communication again. Despite all of this, Ollie has now become one of the most influential figures in modern rock and metal. In parts, without even knowing it, Ollie has inspired the next generation of artists to be more daring with their music, like for example Bad Omens. And if you want to learn more about Bad Omens, you should check out this video.
Yeah, he hit it right on the head, bro. The shit that Ollie did, bro, opened up a lot of what we see now. What's this channel's name? Breakdown Media. Shout out to Breakdown Media for the video. Oh, I'll probably react to this one later. How Bring Me the Horizon changed music forever. I mean, we kind of just got an idea of that, but yeah, Breakdown Media's video, the rise and fall and redemption of Oliver Sykes. Yeah, yeah, I like that. That was a good video. Um, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Love you.